Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up Cocos2d-x on a Mac so you can develop for Android. If you are interested in developing for Mac and iOS on the Mac operating system, got a separate video covering that. I'm going to have separate videos covering the setup on Windows and Linux based systems as well, so feel free to check them out. But always, if you have questions, just feel free to pop me a message, because something might go wrong, you might have a slightly different configuration, I'll help you out. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is download a couple of files. If you download Cocos, so go to cocos2d-x.org. I'll provide a link to all the descriptions. I'll provide a link to all the links that you need in the description. Go to download, and then go to this latest version, click that, it will start downloading it. I'm going to cancel it because I've already got it downloaded. Next, you want to download Android Studio. I'll provide a link to this as well. And literally just select the latest version, click I have read, download. And again, I'm going to cancel it because I've already downloaded it, so I don't waste your time, just sitting here downloading stuff. Now, that's it for the browser. We don't need to download anything else. So what we want to do is open up our download directory, and let's install Android Studio first. So you just double click the DMG file, it will mount it, and there will be the process to install it. Okay, from here you just want to drag this and drop it into applications. I'm not going to do that because I've already got it there, but you just drag it there, it will copy it over. Once that's done, that's Android Studio actually installed. We need to do some extra setup in Android Studio. We'll do that after we've done Cocos2d-x. So now let's do Cocos2d-x. Just double click the file, it will unzip it, and you have some other sort of unarchiving, unzipping utility, doesn't matter. Even if you just use the built-in one, it will successfully do it. Okay, so this won't take very long. Once that's done, two things. Rename this to Cocos2d-x, and I'll explain why in a second. Copy it, go to applications, create a folder called development. To create a folder, you can say file, new folder, and then go to development, paste it here. It'll ask you for your password, so if you just put that in, and it will just copy over the folder, which has a lot of files. So I just like to keep everything all grouped together because our projects are going to be linking to this, so we don't want to be leaving in the downloads directory where it's untidy. We want to have a dedicated location. And the reason I renamed it to Cocos2d-x is because when we need to refer to it, it's a lot easier to refer to that than what it was initially, this version number. And the other great thing is, if we update Cocos later on, this is 3.17.1, maybe 3.17.2 comes out and we really need some feature in there, or bug fix in there, we could just grab those files, we place them in here, and we don't have a version number which confuses us. That's the main reason why. Now we are ready to set it up in the terminal. So open up terminal. You can also open it up from the launchpad, or just go to search and type in terminal. So now what you want to do is type in CD, drag this folder on, click enter. So now we are in this folder. You want to run this setup.py file. Put /setup.py and not pu, py, and click enter. And what we are going to do now is it will ask you for the NDK root. Honestly, because we're going to do everything in Android Studio, we don't need this. It's going to ask us for the Android SDK root. Again, because we're doing it all within Android Studio, we don't need to set up any of this. The rest of it, it's already found the environment variable. If it doesn't, it automatically adds these three. So that is fine. Just click enter. And now we're done. You just need to run this one file to commit the changes. So copy that, right click, paste, click enter, and that is it. So let me zoom in a little bit. I think that's big enough now. And now what we want to do is actually create our project. So I want to create it on the desktop. So I can just put CD. I always just like to just drag a folder or file that's on there and just do that. Click enter. We're on the desktop now. To create a Cocos project, you put Cocos, new, the name of your project. So I'm just going to call it test project. Then you put -L, which is the language. You could have JavaScript, which is JS. You could have Lua, LUA, and you could have C++. Principle the same for the setup, but it's just the coding implementation, which is separate, is slightly different. So CPP, click enter. You'll see it, get created soon on the desktop. So there we go, test project. That's done. So we can actually close down the terminal. So if let me reset this view. So default font size. If I close that down, we can actually open up Android Studio now. So if I just open up Launchpad, Android Studio, before we open up and test our project, we need to do some setup in Android Studio. Okay, so once it's launched, you want to go to Android Studio here, go to Preferences, select Android SDK under System Settings, and from here, you want to make sure that you've got the latest version installed. So just select this one because this is still preview. So select that. You can select some older versions if you need them as well. So just select that. Go to SDK Tools. Select Android SDK Build Tools. Select CMake. Select Android Emulator. The dash just means there's doesn't update for me, but we can ignore that. Select Android SDK Platform Tools. Android SDK Tools. Intel x86 Emulator, NDK. Just select this one, this support repository, and it will select everything else. Once you've done that, this apply button will no longer be grayed out. So if I just select something that I don't have installed, click that, this is what will happen. And if I click apply, what it will do is, okay, let me cancel that. Let me do it with something else. Let me do it with, so if I select this is a bigger file. Let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. Click OK. This will pop up trying to download it. Again, I'm going to cancel it because I've already got everything downloaded. But once you've selected all these and all of this, click apply. You'll go through the process of downloading stuff. If it asks you to accept any licenses, just accept them. Once you've all done that, reboot Android Studio. It might take a little while to get through that step, hence why I did that beforehand. But reboot it, then you'll be back at this stage. Click open an existing Android Studio project. Go to your desktop, go to the project that you created, go to project.android, click open, and it will open it up. And we can close this tip. It will sync the project. It will, start building it. This is gonna fail, and this always fails by default. For some reason, there is a bug in Cocos. So I'm gonna show you how to fix this. Really simple. Go to Gradle Scripts. And go to Gradle-wrapper.properties and literally change 4.6 to 3.4. Click try again, and this will start resyncing it. You will most likely get the option or the sort of thing that says that it's downloading first because this is the first time you're doing it. That's fine. Once that's done, again, that's automatic. You'll go through this. You get this error. Click upgrade plugin to version 3.4.0 and sync project. Click that. Again, that's going to update, and you'll see that this will automatically select the project soon, and all of these will become ungrayed out, or some of them will. And then we're basically ready to start running our application. So we need to fix the project before we can actually start running it. Okay, this is a warning. We don't mind about the warning. That is fine. That's okay. Because all this will be fixed in a newer version of Cocos, so that warning isn't a problem. And you'll see very soon that this button will get ungrayed out and it will be a green play button. So if we just wait patiently, just wait a little bit longer. There we go, and that's it. So we can start running it. So first of all, we want to create a emulator. So go to AVD Manager, and I've already got one, but let me show you how to create one. Just go to Create Virtual Device. Select what sort of device you're trying to emulate in terms of resolution, the size, the density, all that stuff. I'm just going to select Pixel 2 and go to Next. Now you need to select a system image. If you don't have any, just click Download. I'm not using Q yet because that's still, you know, in preview at the moment. That's not it hasn't come out officially yet, you know, on phones. And this is the x86. You can get a non-x86 if you want to in other images. So if you want an ARM-based version, but that's fine. So you literally just click download. This will go through the download process, whatever version you choose. I recommend choosing the latest one. Once it's done that, you'll be able to select it, click next. You can name it. So let me just name it Epic Pixel 2. And you can select the startup orientation. You can select, you know, if some advanced settings as well. So how much RAM you want to allocate to it. Either you can have a custom one if you want to, how much internal storage, all of that cool stuff. If I click finish, it's going to create the Android virtual device. And you might see that it's updated the grader version. That's fine. After you change it to 3.4, it will update it, so we have the latest version or one of the newer versions. Now select Epic Pixel, click run. The first time that you create a emulator and run that emulator, it will take a little longer because it's as if it's a new phone and you're booting it up. Whereas afterwards, you know, when you just close it, it will just put it into standby mode and it's a lot quicker to reopen it. So this is just really the first time that this happens. And the phone is starting. As you can see, it looks like a real phone and we can use it as such. Okay, it's even better if you have a device, so you can plug the device in using your cable, plug it into your computer, and you can run it the same way as I'm going to show you with the emulator. You can close this down, and to run it, click this play button, and it shows the connected devices. It also shows what's available. But look what it says: device supports x86, but APK only supports ARM EAB version 7.0. So let's fix that. Go to Grader Properties, and right here you want to put colon. You want to copy the other ARM version, unless you specifically are creating your application for a specific architecture. Then just put them all. Just support all of them. So paste that there. Click sync. Again, that's just a warning, that's fine. And now if, once all of these buttons appear for click play, as you can see, that warning, that error has now disappeared. If I click OK to that, it will start syncing it, building the project. If I open up the emulator, it's going to take a bit of time the first time you run your application. And you'll see right here, it's running through some processes. It takes a bit of time because it's going through all of your code files and building them, compiling them. After this, I'll show you a really fast method for redeploying the application on your emulator or a physical device without having to go through all of these steps. But we are literally almost there, so if we just wait patiently now. So yeah, I've been really looking forward to creating this video for everyone because I know quite a few people have been having these issues, and really it's such an easy fix. You just got to change the Grader version to 3.4. That literally fixes most of the problems, and showing you how to make sure it supports all the CPU architectures. That's the reason I really wanted to create this video, because I've got an older version and that was fine. That still stands up today. I think it's like from 2014. But a few things have changed in Cocos. It's no longer using Eclipse. You need to use Android Studio. So as a result, I wanted to create an updated video. I'm going to create videos for Linux and Windows as well. So I'll have you covered for every operating system imaginable. So again, we just gotta wait patiently for these processes to run right here. So it's just taking a bit of time. Almost there. I'll have a sip of water while we wait. Again, it feels like it's taking a long time, and honestly, it is, but it's just the first time. When you do it in Xcode and you build it for iOS, for example, you actually have more of a status bar. It shows how many files have compiled, so it doesn't feel that bad. It feels like something is actually happening. But don't worry, this is going through the general process, and it will be built very soon, and it will launch on our emulator or device if you have that plugged in. So I'm not going to edit this bit out of the video simply because I want to, show all of this, and I've been talking now, so I don't want to see it out now. You can just literally skip to the end. You can just have a look at where the video basically changes because I have not moved the mouse. I'm tempted to move the mouse now. Gotta wait a little bit longer. Shouldn't be long now. Really want to move the mouse now after saying I haven't moved the mouse. Hopefully it runs soon before I give in to the urge of moving the mouse. I'm actually running out of things to say. There we go. Loading symbols, updating symbols, and installing the APK. I will move the mouse now. Launching the activity. It's gonna launch it, and it will rotate it now. We can rotate it ourselves. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. That is what the default application does, and we have a power button. So what I want to do is show you how to, so if I update it, the code files are located where your project name is. Go to CPP, My Game, Classes. These are all the files that you need to be concerned with. So hello world is what has just loaded up. If we scroll down, and instead of the text hello world, I'm going to put hello world smiley face. So what we can do is if we just click, instead of shutting down and relaunching it, if we just click apply changes, this will rebuild it, and it's basically the hot reload feature. Any moment now. This will not take as long before you'll see. There you go. It's finished, and this will get updated right here. Gonna relaunch. So the instant run, there we go. So that has updated it. So if you are in a sort of a development zone, you're just coding away, you're just adding features, you don't have to constantly wait for like 2-3 minutes or however long that took. So that is it. That's it for this video on setting up Cocos2d-x using Android Studio for Android development on a Mac. If you have any questions, feel free to pop me a message. And as usual, this was Sean Hussain from Sonar Systems, the leader in creating educational content, especially for Cocos2d-x. And yes, I am back. It's been a while since I've created videos for Cocos, but I am back and we are creating more awesome videos. See you soon.